So interesting enough, Ethereum is exactly mirroring the 2017 bull run of Bitcoin. That should, from here, lead us to top out at about 20,000. What we're seeing is, yes, there's a bunch of assets that go up a lot or go down a lot, but the ones that get adoption start looking like each other. And it's weird because it seems that the human psyche plays out as well. Now, there's obviously tax season that does stuff to do with that, a whole bunch of stuff, but human psyche seems to play out. The behavioral impact of humans seems to play out in the same way every time. They've just approved a Bitcoin ETF based on the futures contract. That just means that a lot of people who have accounts, brokerage accounts to buy shares, can now buy Bitcoin that way. So it's really easy. So everybody with a Robinhood app or a TD Ameritrade or a Fidelity can just go straight on and buy it, because those people were nervous about, how do I buy Bitcoin? How do I store it? I don't know what a wallet is, and all of these things. It makes it really easy. It also makes people like the investment advisors, which is the people who advise everybody on their money and how to put it. It makes it easy for them because it's now regulated and straightforward. So they're going to be telling their customers to put it into this fast-moving asset because, you know, it's up 100% this year and Ethereum's up 400% this year. So they're going to say, listen, we should be investing in this asset. So that's going to put a lot of new money in. Then the pension funds and the other institutions are also learning about this and have been investing, and that's going to keep going. So we've got not much new supply of coins coming, lots of people putting it into storage, as we talked about, keeping it for the long term, and so there's not a lot of Bitcoin available to buy. And if you bring in all of these buyers, too many buyers, not enough supply, means the price goes up a lot. And it's as simple as that. And with Ethereum, you've got another game in town, which is it's transitioning to something called proof of stake. And so it's called ETH 2.0. That Ethereum 2.0, to secure the network, you stake, i.e. store your Ethereum, and you get paid to do that. So everybody is currently taking their Ethereum off an exchange and staking the network. So all the Ethereum is off the network right now, and demand growth from NFTs and everything has gone explosive. And there's probably going to be an ETF, and the institutions are all starting to learn about Ethereum. So again, it makes it almost no supply and ludicrous demand, and that only means exponential price rises. Two things I would do. One is learn as much as you can. So if you guys are interested in crypto, Real Vision's got a free crypto channel that interviews everybody. So if you're interested in the metaverse, or you're interested in NFTs, you're interested in Bitcoin, you can find all the most amazing people in the world are basically teaching you about it. And then the best way is to start. What's the easiest way? You can probably just buy it on PayPal or Square Cash App. So most people have got PayPal. You've probably got a few bucks in your PayPal account. Just stick $10 in. Just see what it feels like. What does it do? Does it go up and down? What does it do to the money? That's the way to do it, is educate yourself, but also get your toes in the water and just get to understand it. And then over time, you'll be thinking, oh my God, it's fallen a lot. First, you'll be scared, and then you'll be thinking, actually, it's probably going up a lot over time, so I should be using this opportunity to stick another $5 in. You know, it's how you learn to do things. You have to learn what your own psychology is like. Are you a panicker when the market goes down? Or are you the patient investor that wants the market to go down to buy it? And that's all okay. Different people have different styles. You need to learn your own style of investing. You know, how good are you? Do you think of the long-term opportunity, or do you think Bitcoin's going to go up this week? Then you invest accordingly in how you see things.
Do you have any thoughts about where Ethereum might be by the end of 21?
And it sounds a bit crazy. I mean, I think Ethereum gets to 20,000.
Really?
Yeah, I think it gets to 20,000 by year end. Then it might go even as high as 40,000 by March of next year. Don't know, but 20,000 seems really, really possible.
Wow.
And considering it's at less than 4,000 today, that's pretty interesting. Well, we're not truly sure. Part of it is around Bitcoin's cycle, the halving cycle, seems to be the anchoring of the markets, much like the US Treasury market is the anchoring for the global bond markets. So the Bitcoin halving cycle seems to be the anchoring. And then what we're seeing is, yes, there's a bunch of assets that go up a lot or go down a lot, but the ones that get adoption start looking like each other. And it's weird because it seems that the human psyche plays out as well. Now, there's obviously tax season that does stuff to do with that, a whole bunch of stuff, but human psyche seems to play out. The behavioral impact of humans seems to play out in the same way every time. So you have a big run, then everybody gets, well, what happens if this is going to happen? And they start getting nervous. So we have the correction. That correction, then the weaker holders pass it to the stronger holders, and the market starts again. It seems to play out endlessly, and it seems to be where you are on the adoption curve versus the kind of Metcalfe's law idea, and they all seem to trade the same, and it's fascinating.
So I look at the chart, the ETH Bitcoin cross. It's forming this little wedge pattern short term. I think it's going to break that any day now. Then the next move is to 0.08. Mm-hmm. That is the big level. It's the massive kind of resistance level. And if it goes to that, that cross is going to move up at least 100% or more. So basically my view is that ETH is going to dramatically outperform Bitcoin. I mean, already this year, ETH's up 350% and Bitcoin's less than 100%.
It always outperforms Bitcoin.
Yes, particularly at this point in the cycle, right? Yeah. So I'm on price action alone, I'm very bullish. On network model, it's growing faster. More people are coming to the network faster than that happened at Bitcoin at the same stage with the same number of users. There's more development going on it, more applications going on it. It's kind of like, and they're just reducing the supply with the, EIP 1559 and then ETH 2.0. There's like only 11% of all ETH left on exchanges. There's no supply, and that's going down every day. And demand is going up exponentially. And the only way, if you've got supply that's capped and demand going up exponentially, the only thing that's going to happen is price goes up exponential. Then there's the other bunch that are insecure, worried that this is a competition between protocols and that they might lose. And that's in the past, people were bad to them, and therefore they need to fight for this. It's ridiculous, because I think this whole asset class goes from $2 trillion to $200 trillion.
Whew.
Everyone's going to make money.
Yeah.
You can be a chimp and make money in cryptocurrencies over a 5-year time horizon. It doesn't require much work when something goes up 100-fold. But to assume only Bitcoin should go up is crazy, and it's just insecurity. I'd love to actually meet who those people are. My guess is they're very young, and very disenfranchised. So interesting enough, Ethereum is exactly mirroring the 2017 bull run of Bitcoin. That should, from here, lead us to top out at about 20,000. Now, again, could we go further? It's possible, but it's exactly mirroring Bitcoin at this point.
And you believe that's this year? You think it'll top out this year?
Well, between now and kind of, early next year.
Yeah.
I don't think necessarily we peak in December. Everyone's kind of got that in their heads. I think this ETH 2.0 is probably going to be the top. So whenever that comes out, we don't even know yet.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming March.